Welcome to the show, and before we welcome our first studio guest, we want to welcome the new coach of the EKU men's basketball team to the Colonel family, A.W. Hamilton. A.W. is the 21st coach to lead men's basketball at EKU. He was introduced to Colonel Nation at a press conference last week. He's a Georgetown native. He was on a state championship team at Scott County High School. He began his coaching career at one of the top prep basketball programs in the country, Hargrave Military Academy. Then Hamilton joined the coaching staff at North Carolina State last season. He helped lead the Wolfpack to the NCAA tournament. They had a record of 21-12. That included wins over number 2 Arizona, number 2 Duke, and number 10 North Carolina. Among Coach Hamilton's first words to the EKU community, a commitment to the job and success of the program.
I wanted to show the search committee, one, yeah, I can coach, two, I can recruit, but most importantly, that nobody was going to have as much energy, enthusiasm, and passion for Eastern Kentucky University than A.W. Hamilton. You know, one thing I'll ask as we get this thing going is to stand by these young guys. They are going to leave a legacy here that is going to last a lifetime, because we are going to get back to the top of the OVC, and when we get there, we're going to stay.
Welcome to Coach Hamilton, his wife Chelsea, and his daughters Carly and Andy to the EKU family. Nick Howey is the OVC Baseball Player of the Week, and he joins us now on Inside EKU Sports. Hitting the ball pretty well, hammering home runs, a big one in the sweep of Tennessee Martin to get you that honor.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. I mean, we were playing well all three phases, hitting, pitching, and defense. I mean, it just felt like every time I was up, there's runners in scoring position or something, because our hitters did a really good job of getting a lot of pitches and just stringing some good at-bats together.
You lose a series out of the gate in the Ohio Valley Conference, and now you've won 5 of 6 since then, and another important series coming up. But knowing you start slow and then catch it back up with those 5 wins, how important was it, and was there early pressure as far as league play was concerned because of that?
Yeah, I mean, the first conference series is always tough, because I mean, you get out of conference and it's just, you're playing games, getting ready, but once you're in conference, it's go time. So obviously not the start we wanted to have against Belmont, but we really picked it up, and every game's just so important. So
you're a Cal Ripken kind of player for the Colonels because you don't miss many games. You started every game as a freshman. You've started all but 2 as a sophomore. What does it take to be somebody that's always there in the lineup, never hurt or playing through injuries?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to recover your body, especially after a long weekend series, or even last night playing a big game like that. But yeah, just recovering, getting in the weight room, stretching, and then really just about staying consistent, because it's such a long season. I know there's going to be tons of ups and downs, so you just gonna have to stay consistent and not get too high or too low at any time.
You mentioned that slugfest against Xavier, a game the Colonels lost in a close one before going back to conference play. Alex Holderback had a home run, so now he leads the team with 6. You have 5 going into the weekend series, 13 in your career. Do you consider yourself a home run hitter or more of a place the ball on the diamond kind of hitter?
Yeah, I mean, I like to think of myself still like gap-to-gap hitter. I'm not like going up there thinking home run. Obviously, I'm just trying to drive the ball in the gaps. But when I get on time, I mean, I'm ready to hit some damage.
Oh, if your batting average could be as good as your grade point average, 4.0, OVC Medal of Honor winner, that's the highest academic award you can win in conference. How do you maintain? It's in finance. It's not in an easy subject.
No,
how do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, last year, like coming in with obviously the busy schedule of being an NCAA student athlete, it's tough. You got to really manage your time wisely. You don't have a lot of free time during the day with weights and practice, or a game, and then you gotta hit the books. So it was tough to manage my time, but once you get in the schedule, you kind of you handle it like that. So
once college sports is over, and I know you probably hope you could play professional baseball, once you settle into a business career, what are you going to do with your finance degree?
Yeah, I mean, I see myself starting in a bank, and then I'm hoping to kind of branch off into my own and become a financial advisor. I've always been been interested in money, so I wanted to learn for myself first of all, but then also be able to help some other people out.
We've played, this has been a crazy spring throughout, a lot of cold weather, but you're from the Toronto area, Oakville, Ontario, so it probably doesn't bother you too much.
No, I'm used to it. I've played in some snow before, so.
All right, well, Nick, we may have it this weekend. Good luck against SIU Edwardsville.
Yeah, it's going to be a big series. Hopefully we can win that series for sure.
I'd be rooting for the Colonels. Nick Howey is an outfielder with the EKU baseball team. Now, because of the weather, which has been crazy all winter and now spring, just go to the EKUsports.com page to see when the games are. They are scheduled for Friday and Sunday against SIU Edwardsville, and then midweek games coming up after that at home out at Earl Combs Stadium against both East Tennessee and Northern Kentucky. When we come back here on the show, we meet a women's tennis player. That's next.
At EKU, you'll learn to take a broader view of your world. But we also understand it's the details that shape the big picture. So go ahead, play with fire, think on your feet, or touch the sky. Here, you'll be a part of something new. Something big, something beautiful. Be a Colonel. Your time is now.
Sometimes you gotta close your eyes and breathe. Find a way to float away on an ocean breeze, where the sand is a dance floor beneath your feet. Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach time.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
We talk women's tennis now with Christina Lagoda. She's a sophomore on the team, and the team is off to a 5-0 start in OVC play. You're playing the number 2 spot, and the team's really playing well right now inside conference play. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the girls were pumped from the beginning of the semester because we have really awesome girls in the team and everybody's hardworking. Also, we had a great addition of Kirsten Lewis, our assistant coach from last semester, and she was preparing us mentally and physically, everything. So, yeah, we were really excited about this semester.
You're playing the number 2 spot, as we said, and last year you played the number 1 spot. High pressure because you're getting the best players from the other team. What's the key in a singles match? What do you have to focus in on?
I think it really depends on who is your opponent, but you still have to remember who you are as a player because, I mean, there is always something that works better with other players, and that's what we were working on this semester, like to have variety.
Right. You know, one thing I noticed about you, you have had some sets where you've dominated, but you've done a really good job in winning 7-6 sets.
Yeah, it's interesting for me because before, like, I used to lose most of the tie breaks, and this semester just turned around and I just feel more confident in the most important points.
You've had 2 doubles partners, but in OVC play, the same doubles partner. Tell me about her and how you have played together as a pair.
So we played together last spring and also during the fall, but then like coaches wanted to try something different, so I played with another girl, but Vika is my best friend also out of the court, so for us it's really easy to understand each other also on the court, and for me it's really easy to play with her and do the job done.
She's from Latvia. You're originally from Moscow, Russia, but you told me you lived for about the last decade, over 10 years, before coming to America in Slovakia.
Yes, I lived in Slovakia for 10 years, but in my heart I'm still Russian.
Yeah.
And it's good to have someone in the team who is also speaking the same language.
You do such a beautiful job of speaking the English language as well. And the thing I've noticed about so many student athletes who are international students is how many different languages you speak. So name them off. Obviously Russian, Slovakian, English, what else?
And also Czech, because those are a little similar, but yeah, when I came to Slovakia, I also had to learn the second language because they were the same country years ago. And
right. You are a psychology major, still a lot of college ahead of you, but do you have any idea what you would like to do eventually with your degree after tennis and after college?
Yes, I would like to do my master's after, maybe as assistant coach somewhere here in America, and I have lots of thoughts about what could be my future job, but I still have time to decide.
Plenty of time. Christina, you've played really well, so has the team. Good luck the rest of the year. There's still work to do in the OVC.
Thank you so much.
All right, Christina Lagoda, she is on the women's tennis team, and they'll be in action on Friday and Saturday. Again, follow EKUsports.com. Don't forget the OVC tournament looming on April 20th through the 22nd for the EKU women's and men's tennis teams. When we come back, another student athlete joins us here on Inside EKU Sports. We'll go to the track team to talk track and field and OVC-best.
Hit high and deep.
Back of the end zone. Brown got it.
Moore drives inside. Put it up.
This one swung and missed it.
Now Smith again. Block point Tech. Nice turnaround by Johnson.
Near post.
Kick in.
Any place, anytime. Find it here. The OVC Digital Network.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
Welcome back. Jermaine Coleman is a senior All-America runner for Eastern Kentucky, a distance runner, and one of his specialties is the steeplechase, and he set an OVC-best time in the Stanford Invitational in the steeplechase, and I know you had a great season last year, and you hadn't been on the track for a while, so it's track athletes, you know, you have a different kind of schedule, right?
Yeah. So I actually redshirted the indoor season, so my last race was the regional cross-country meet, so it was really, you know, foreign for me running this weekend. It was, you know, just being a track runner but not having to have been able to run for such a long period of time was very, very peculiar, but it was fun to be back on the track.
You finished second in the steeplechase in the NCAA regionals over in Lexington. That earned your ticket to Eugene and the Nationals, finished 13th there. So now there's a standard, there's a goal for you. Can you match that and exceed that this season? And if so, how do you do it?
You know, I've been working really hard with my coaches just so that we can improve on last year's performance. You know, the regional meet was really, really good. I came second overall, and I had actually the second fastest time going into the NCAA meet, and I showed my inexperience when I got there. I kind of got overwhelmed by the situation, so I think the biggest focus this year is, you know, improving on my athletic ability and being mature at the bigger levels so that we can progress through the rounds and be competitive in the final.
In the OVC Outdoors last year, you were named the Male Athlete of the Year. Not only did you win the steeplechase, you also won the 1500 meter. So two different disciplines, but similar. Is it hard to handle two disciplines like that?
My training is not really tailored just for one event. You know, we do a lot of different variety of our training. We do speed, we do strength. So a lot of the strength element is for the steeplechase, but I also like, you know, coming down to the flat events and running faster in the 1500s. So it's fun. You know, they're different, but, you know, as an athlete, I like to feel like I can handle both of them, you know, go up the distances and go down. So it's just good to be versatile and help the team out win some points.
If you're not familiar with the steeplechase, it's jumping hurdles on the track, and one of them has the water element in it. That has to really impact how you run, your stride and everything. So is it something that took getting used to, and how hard is the steeplechase versus just the flat run on the track?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time getting used to, you know, your stride length's always getting sharp. You got to focus when you're getting tired in the last couple of laps. You got to really pay attention to the barriers to make sure you navigate them correctly. But I think it's definitely different than running a flat event, because obviously you have, you know, 5 obstacles per lap to get over, but, you know, just the intensity of running a race is really the same. You know, it's just running a race. You just got to jump every now and again, and hopefully you don't fall. You grew up and are from Preston, England, so obviously football, the world's football game is in your DNA. Played growing up, right? Yeah. Football's huge in England. You know, in America you've got basketball and you've got football, American football. Yeah. But for us, you know, growing up, it's soccer or football, we call it. You know, that's all you do. You know, when you're in high school, when you're in school, you just play it like all the time. You know, just going for a kickabout in like the local park. So football has just been something that kind of introduced me into sport, and then, you know, I navigated towards the athletics, and I've not looked back since. You've come to Eastern Kentucky and getting a degree here. What will it mean for you in your future? You know, having this experience and being able to, you know, run and also learn at the same time has been great. The history department's fantastic. I've met some great people. They've, you know, taught me a lot of lessons along the way. So just as a life experience, it's fantastic. And it's also at the same time having a, you know, a well, you know, good degree will help me in the future looking for jobs. So that's very good. I'm very thankful for that. Well, Jermaine's a Man U fan. I'm a Chelsea fan, but we're both Colonels, so we got something in common. Good luck here in the NCAAs and, first of all, the OVC, and proud of you in the steeplechase, and good luck. Thank you very much. All right, Jermaine Coleman with the track team at Eastern Kentucky, as the OVCs will come up here in a bit, as well as the NCAAs in late May, and we'll keep track of it. Hope you've enjoyed our show. That's another edition of Inside EKU Sports. And of course, as always, you can keep up with Colonel Athletics wherever you are by liking and following our Facebook page, along with Twitter and Instagram. That does it for the regular season, Season 2 of Inside EKU Sports. And as we always say, go Big E.